things first. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. We are popping over into the tech room today. So, things about Nova 19 that some people thought they could figure out and got wrong horribly. First was, they tried to figure out what color it was. Got that one wrong. The first thing they thought it was clear. They thought it was a clear product that you could see through, and they tried the first attempt. They failed miserably. Now, the technology we developed, and I love how when we develop this stuff, people try to determine what they think it should be, but after showing tests over and over again of how the product is supposed to react and how it functions, special features that it has, they still want to go on and on by thinking that this is the way it's supposed to be. No. Sunday, I had some really interesting phone calls, especially one over from Dubai about that technology. And the two things they were interested in, and I told you already before, when you develop invisible technology, can it take a direct hit from sunlight? If they're going to use it for window advertising, they need to know how much light is going to hit the screen before the screen starts to fade and wash out. What time of the day can they display advertisements? And another key feature is how easy it is to remove from the glass. Because if you do any research on how much a storefront window costs, they are extremely expensive, and you don't want the window crash, scratched, dinged, or anything. They don't want to hit it with a power wash. Hit a power wash, you run the risk of maybe cracking or putting a small fine crack that could grow into something larger later on. So those are two things they asked for. Other than that, angle gain is one of them they were asked for, and a few other things they were asked for. What kind of projector it's going to use it with? Is there a chance of it hot spotting? Stuff like that. It's the small stuff they asked for. Now, in the demonstration we showed with the Nova 19, one of the demonstrations we showed, which we showed the last minute because we knew people were going to try to mimic the product, the screen peels off because it makes it easier for whoever's buying it or using it for advertisement. They can remove it easily. Top feature, it can take a direct hit from the sun. Yet, I've seen people try to duplicate this. They still haven't done direct sunlight at all, period. At all, which I haven't seen in any of the demonstrations. No direct sunlight. Now, another interesting feature about the Novas we didn't show off in 19, when they lay against glass, they look spotty. The back of them looks spotty, and I'll display that if we get some sun today, because I'm trying, well, I can't say try because God has control over that, but we need sunlight badly so we could do the demonstrations. How many people say that about projection screens? We need sunlight badly so we can test the screen. We got 5 days of rain, so at least I can utilize that, because one of the formulas we're making takes on a lot of it's designed to be weatherproof. It's designed to be submerged in water. So that'll come in handy when we get the 5 days of rain. But we need, I think we got 2 days of sun, so we got to take advantage of that as much as possible. So I'll be shooting a lot of videos. Sorry if your notifications are going to be going off like crazy, but we need to shoot videos on that day, like have to. This test that had to be done. So anyway, let me show you here. Now, those videos come in handy by the other individual who made them, because like I said, from the people I've talked to, they have seen those videos also too. And they already are buying from us right from the door. And the reason why is because they've watched somebody try to make it and fail miserably. And that lets them know that the product is not that easy to mass produce. See, I told you it's going to come out in our benefit for him to do those demonstrations, because like I said, we could use those as saying, look, this is a fellow right here who tried to make the product, and this is his results from it. They can tell the difference between which one is the real ones and the fake ones. But anyway, like I said, we can use that as a result. And also too, companies that may try to come in, because we have companies we deal with from time to time that may try to figure out how to reverse engineer something, which I told you the process of reverse engineering something is a bit of a nightmare. So they're not going to go down that road, but think they can figure out other shortcuts on making the product to opt this out of a contract, which is going to be hard to do, because once you're signed to a contract, it's a whole different story. But try to opt this out before signing the contract. So they'll come up with different solutions. Give us some time, let's think about it, and they'll go back and they'll run a whole bunch of whatever research team and try to figure out different ways on how to make the product so they don't have to pay for it through us. See, this, so I know this stuff because I've done business with companies before. So I know all this stuff. So this is the reason why when we develop a product, we have to run every form of scenario under the sun that you could possibly think of to try to make this. We have to put our minds in the mind of somebody who will try to duplicate the product, which means we have to buy all different kinds of resources to try to duplicate it. That's how I knew that the poly in black paint wasn't going to work. We ran that scenario already. That's why when he asked us to reverse the screen around to the black vinyl, we did it because we've done that one before. I've had a company come in and saying, hey, look, what's the point of me spending at the time? I think the product we were making was around $300 or something like that, a gallon, something around that price. And it was like, what's the point of me paying for this? I can just get some black vinyl and stretch it across the screen. Oh, go ahead, knock yourself out. Go and spend all that money for some black vinyl. See what happens. He did it, came back, bought the paint. And what happened? His screen came up black and silver and it hot spotted like crazy. Yep, there you go. We know all this because we have to do these tests ourselves. So you have to put your mind, and when you develop something, you have to put yourself in the mind of the person who's going to try to duplicate, reverse engineer your product. And this is why it's interesting, because the elements that he's put it into to make these products have nothing to do with the products at all. It's just from his own conclusions. So he figures out he's coming up with these particular ideas that this is how we are thinking on that level, which I find quite interesting due to the fact that if you look at the demonstrations we do demonstrations that other people can't do. And the reason why is because their products can't pass it because they don't have the proper elements in testing in order to either pass those particular tests. Now, we are going to be also, too, you're going to see some private demonstrations coming up. They're going to be marked under some atomic mass equations. So this is where we start getting into the deeper parts of chemistry. So we have one actually, you will see it under C12. C-12. I think it's atomic mass. I forgot the abbreviation for that particular formula, but that's the one you will see popping up from time to time. That's something we're working on special for a company. He'll have to Google it to figure it exactly, because he wouldn't be to tell off the top of his head what it is. Like, what does that mean? I told you, when you develop, when you get to the beginning base, and that's, people have to understand that when I started developing screen paints, you start off with the basics. The basic, which is primer, Behr 1050, stuff like that. You start off with the basics. As you start developing products, you notice that you have to understand the science behind the projector that's producing lumens from the projector. How does the projector see the screen? How does the image transfer off the screen? You have to see past all that. Then you start getting and studying chemistry, and you start understanding the how light energy from the sun, how it basically recharges, how it reacts to different items. Well, okay, I'm talking too much. I'm saying too much already. But like I said, it's a lot of science behind it. It goes farther than inside of the theater room. You're going to develop a formula that can take a direct hit from sunlight. It has to be able to physically mend with light. That's why the screens are transparent, because there's light and energy transferring back and forth to the screens. And then for anyone that sits there and says, oh, well, that's a bunch of nonsense. Well, I haven't seen anybody do that demonstration yet. Not at all. Show a full image. And I've checked already. Sunday, I went through just about everything I could possibly get my hands on. And I've had other people who can do deeper searches that can get into access that I can't even get into. And there is no company out there that has a screen that can take a direct hit from the sun. And let it alone filter that energy and still maintain. The interesting, the guy talked about overseas, is the fact that the screen under 5200 lumens, which is inside the house, which you would think the image on the opposite side, where it's not being hit by the sun, that's inside the house with 5200 lumens at 9 feet, would produce an image. It doesn't produce an image inside the house. It produces the image outside the house, which means that light that's being transferred through the screen. And if you notice, when it hits the screen, the back of it, the image is dull. When you go outside, the image actually heightens and it's actually more vivid when the sunlight's striking it. That's the part that basically baffled them. Like, what the freak is that? It would be the other way around. Now, on a cloudy day, when there's no sun outside, I can put that screen against that glass the same way, and it will produce an image on the inside and the outside at the same time. But if sunlight hits it, it only transfers the image through the outside where the sun is at. And these are the things that I don't explain in my videos. I leave those out because we wait for people to come in and throw their 2 cents in, and then we break it down and explain it to them, and then they're like, yeah, try to figure that one out. It's the same equation of watching a screen that's blue or green. If you try to reflect off a red wall, everything comes up in red. Well, we figured out a way if something hits a red wall, there's a code within the surface that allows the projector to see color. Just like the purple screen you're seeing right there, it sees color. It sees actual blue when it's actually purple or red or blue or green or whatever. But you have to go farther than that. And some people are still stuck in that inside the box with those basic pigment paints. That's such old. It's really, really old. All right, so let's go over here real quick. I think I shut my machine off yesterday. I did. Yeah, because we're doing mapping. If you were here when we were doing the mapping on the 52-inch Nova, projectors that has video mapping, you know anything about projector mapping software? And you don't know anything about projector mapping software. There's a scanner that comes out from that machine that hits that wall. And that wall has to be to produce some form of white light. If it doesn't, when that thing is scanning whatever object in front of it, it's not going to show up on camera at all, period. I was able to sit here in the dark, even with the lights on, and scan that wall. And you can see where I come over and push over on the scanner. It says, look, this is the image that's popping up. You see how those bright lights that were pushing off the screen? That's how much gain in light that's actually generating off that surface. See? Interesting, isn't it? All right, so we're going to be, these videos be marked private. This is a custom job, and they're buying the product. I'm not going to tell you what I'm getting paid for, but it's, whew, look at that. All right, so I decided to do custom paint for it. We are going to be, and I'll give you the first, which out of 20, atomic mass chemical compounds that will be going to this element that we will be building, and I'll give you the first one. You can Google it and figure it out. C12 atomic mass. So it's C-12 atomic mass. That will be the first one. That will apply to it. That's the only information we'll give you. That's it. So now we're not going to do names anymore. We're going to break it all down into chemical compounds or abbreviations or mass abbreviations, whatever you want to call it. Because the new stuff we're designing now is going to be for a lot, but this is for companies. And I had a few people ask me already about being able to acquire the Nova 19. You can't get it at all, period. You have to have certain potentials to pick that up. Even certain companies can't even get it. So let's see, make sure we're down here on this one. All right, so this is what I want to show you. We did that video. We duplicated that one on which one? We duplicated that one on that screen over there with the lights on, which it should be done with the lights on. So we already know from the door, he can't make the product. He failed twice. First time, like I said, frost paint, he thought the screen was clear. It's not even clear. Then he came back in and tried to mix poly and black. Even bigger fail. And then the smaller little sheets. Yeah. Especially showing the black screen off of the smaller sheet. We got 180s. Oh, I forgot about that. That big screen that's coming in. We're doing a screen's massive. The biggest size I could get. Let me see. That screen is 10 feet by 20 feet. It's big. Oh, and no, I forgot. I can't mention that yet. I'll talk to you on that one later on. We'll talk about that later on. All right, so let's see right here. And we'll show you something again where he messed up. And these are the multiple times he tried to make the screen and failed miserably. Now, again, the product is called, it has sun killer technology, which means it's developed to basically take a direct hit from the sun. That's what they're designed for. And this is what piques the interest of people overseas, or people who basically want to use this thing for advertising. Because the first thing I get from people that want to use a visible screen, they want something that's going to replace an LCD TV, which can be extremely expensive. One of the designs I've seen where people would take a truck and they'll cut windows in the truck and they'll put plexiglass in there, dark plexiglass. They'll try to do it that way. And then they'll put projectors on the roof to project images through the truck so they can see advertisement. The problem they have with that is any sunlight hits that glass, the screen automatically fades out. With this technology, it's different because we can actually produce an image in sunlight, and you can have that on the side of a truck advertising instead of spending the money for thousands and thousands of dollars for an LCD screen to be sticking out on the side of your truck. See the options of the technology? There we go. All right, so let me see what we have here. Did he remove the video? Oh, he removed the video. What do you know? Boy, this guy is the king of removing videos. He is the king of, he removed the video of him basically failing. Yes, he did. Wow. Remove the video. That is sad. That is really sad. Let me make sure I'm right on this. He removed the video. Don't worry, we got a copy of it. We got a copy of the video. He removed the video of him basically using the clear paint first and failing and then going back again. He removed the video. Where's the video at? I'm gonna make sure I'm right on this. He got busted there. He definitely got busted. Yeah, he removed the video. He actually removed the video of him using the clear. All right, we got a copy of it. Man, unbelievable. He removed the video. He removed the video of him putting it down in clear first. Let me see if we can find that video. Boy, you are the king of basically deleting your own videos. So let me see. First time we showed it off. Let me see. Test. Front and dark rear. All right. I want to see something for a minute. All right. It's one test. For a minute. Remove the video. He removed the video of him basically when he made the mistake and he thought the screen was clear. Here it is right here. This is the video right here. This is the video that you removed. You removed your video. Why would you do that? Why would you remove the video? Because you were wrong. You thought the screen was clear. We got it right here, the video right here. We recorded that video. Yeah. That's the video you just removed. You thought the screen was clear and you actually removed that video. Went in and removed the video. So this is where in the video, he thought the screen first, since he removed the video off his channel. I guess he removed it because he didn't want anybody thinking that he made a mistake the first time and he thought the screen was clear. And then he went in and he didn't know the screen was actually dark. The first one we did was a dark gray. So he thought the screen was a dark gray at first. So he thought the screen was clear at first. So he went and got that Jack Frost paint. He painted it on the surface right here, thinking that he was going to get the same reaction that we just got in our demonstration. And it was clear, as you can see, it's a clear coating right there whatsoever. And then I explained in the demonstration where the sunlight is across the street. So this technology is designed to take a direct hit from the sun. Never did he show a demonstration of the screen actually taking a physical hit from the sun at all. At that, the product he was using was clear. He actually deleted that video off his channel because now he's trying to make it seem like he never did that to begin with. That bottom line is, or no one saw it. You think no one actually saw that video? Anytime you post a video on YouTube, people see that video. And when they see that video, they will know if it was deleted or not. Wow, dude, seriously. So that's the video right there he shot. And as you can see, there's no sunlight hitting the window still, nothing at all. Let's go play this right on through. So this is a video he just now deleted. Because I'm looking on the account and I'm like, where's the video? So in this video, he's claiming that this is supposed to be our product. In our demonstration, we show a screen that's being displayed inside, outside the house, and taken outside and taking a direct hit from the sun, which was never done. In this video, he thought the screen was clear, and the screen wasn't clear. It was a very dark gray. That's why it was called Dark Invisible Nova 19. That's where they got their names from. Now, in this video, he's trying to explain right here on why this is how our product is working, and there's sunlight making contact. Number one, projector sitting way too close to the screen. It's supposed to be at least 9 feet back. But this is supposed to be our product right here. And you can see how dull and washed out the image looks. Now, this is the side point of view outside that he's showing the video. You can see how dull the image is coming up. It's really washed out. It's constantly faded right there all the time. And there's no sunlight making contact with the house. The sunlight is actually on the opposite side of the street. See, sunlight's on the other side of the street. So I know where that area is at too. Sunlight's on the opposite side of the street. I took a business partners in California. All right, so I've been to California a few times. I know that area. All right, so this is where we go downstairs and we show you on our end where our screen has to sit at. Now there is my screen outside right there. This is how the demonstration is supposed to be done. You're supposed to be outside. This is how the technology is tested. Sunlight's supposed to be making contact screen right there in the corner. You can see the sunlight right there in the corner making contact with the screen. But I knew when I looked at that video, I said, wait a minute, that video is gone. Yeah, right there where he shot this video here. And then right next to this one, the video should have been right there. And he deleted it. So if we leave out of here real quick, I'm going to pause this. We come over to his channel. There's a video missing. There's a video right there. There's supposed to be a video right here of him showing off the clear screen paint. He removed the video. This is our video we recorded on our channel. So there's one of the videos right there he's showing right here. And the second video is missing. He deleted this video right here. This is the video of him being caught making the product and made a mistake, and he thought it was clear and it wasn't. He deleted that video. See right here, the demonstration here? Now watch this. We'll go back over on his channel. That video is missing. That video is not there. That video is supposed to be right here. He deleted the video. See? That's what I'm talking about. People getting caught doing dumb stuff, getting busted and doing dumb stuff. He made a mistake and he thought that screen was clear. That's the first mistake, the first failed attempt. Then he went in and he deleted the video completely because we have the video we recorded on our end of him making that mistake. There's supposed to be a video of that clear product right there. He deleted the video. He deleted the video because he was wrong. He made a mistake. He thought the screen was clear, and he embarrassed himself by coming out there and making a demonstration against a product he knew nothing about to begin with, on how it was developed, how it was designed, whatsoever. And the first thing he did was he deleted the video. Because the first attempt he tried to make it clear, and the screen was never clear. Then he came out when he figured out the screen was a dark gray. He tried to mix that poly paint together, this mess right here, and try to make the product. And he failed again. Because in this video, the screen comes out too dirty and too muddy and too murky. Why are you deleting videos, man? Now, this is where you're going to take some more embarrassment. You gotta be careful. The things you don't know about when it comes to technology. There's a lot of things you don't know about and how it reacts. You don't know things you just don't understand. And that's the reason why you never did any demonstrations of you peeling the screen. You see that right there? That's how the coating comes on when it applies, like this. If this was the case, it only reacts this way when sunlight makes contact with the screen. That screen is fully painted. This is what I'm going to show you. If it wasn't fully painted, what would happen is if an image were to hit that, only half of the image would show up. You're not that smart. But in case, if it was like this to begin with, understand this, any object that you would put behind of it would become transparent and you would be able to see it if the screen didn't have the ability to be able to cloak objects behind it. This is how the chemical reacts to light. Something you can't figure out because you don't know anything about chemistry and how chemicals are supposed to marry and react. You're still working with basic pigment paints, much like kids use with watercolors. So this is the reason why here, when the screen reacts to light, it actually starts to lighten. It starts to become transparent to allow the light to be able to travel back and forth, which generates energy, which generates energy from the sun, and that allows the screen to be to produce an image outside. That's how it reacts. If that weren't the case, when we put an object behind it, like I had a 100-watt lamp sticking behind the back of that screen, you would be able to see that same image push through, but you couldn't at all. Again, you don't know nothing about. Did you go to school for chemistry or think of anything on chemistry? I don't think you did. But yeah, you clearly deleted a video. People do, like I said, people delete videos when they're wrong. When they're doing things that are deceitful, they delete videos. And right here, like I said, look at the video on this channel, right? There's supposed to be a video right here showing off the clear where he made the first mistake. He removed that video. Look at that very carefully. Very carefully. Look at that. There's supposed to be a video right there. saying we recorded his channel. See right here? That clear video of him basically making the first mistake is supposed to be right there. Then after that was the Disney trip. You deleted a video off your channel. And the reason why you deleted that video, as I said before, because that's the first mistake you made when you tried to make our product and you failed miserably. You thought the screen was using Jack Frost or whatever kind of frost paint or whatever it was, and it wasn't using that. That's why your image came up washed out, didn't pull an image at all. Now, we came out again with the other paint, which is the one we have downstairs, and we said, hey, we made this paint. You can make this. Make the product, pour it out, do the whole demonstration live. Was the video ever done? Nope, never did it. Never made it at all. That's what my investors looked at when they watched the video. It's like, where's the video? I thought you could make your product. This is why companies and people don't want to have nothing to do with you, because they see some of the fake and dirty stuff that you do. So we're all sitting there having this conversation. He said, did he make the paint? I said, no, he didn't even make it. He didn't even do the demonstration. Where's the peel off? They want to see you peel the screen off. You never did the demonstration of peeling the screen. Where's the direct hit from sunlight? None of that was ever done. Period. That's the main key features of that product. You can peel it, you can hit, the sun can take direct hits from it. Where is that video? And we even made a product that you can make. Never made it. And now you're deleting videos. So you deliberately deleted that video so no one can see it. Much like you deleted the video of you being caught making free paint and selling it for money. Deleted the video, but we have copies of it. And we have now a copy of that video that you deleted. And this is the video that you deleted right here that you don't want anybody to see. That's the video of you making the clear paint, claiming it to be our product, that you made our product, and that's how it was designed. And in the demonstration, do you even watch your demonstrations how they're done? No sunlight in the window at all, nothing. This is all dark in here. You deleted a video off your account. And like I said, when people got something to hide, they start deleting videos left and right. Wow. See, I told you, people like this in their heads, they believe that they could do these things and nobody else will notice. Because they believe that no one else will notice. This is how their brains function. So he feels that if he deletes the video, no matter how many people saw it, that you'll all forget about it. And he can start off with a clean slate. Now see the demonstration you did outside on the screen? See that right there? There's no sunlight hitting that screen at all. See how blurry and see how washed out the image is? No one would ever give you money for that. Because the fact that you can't see the image, you don't even know what you're advertising off the glass. You can't see it. Look across the street. See all the sunlight across the street? That's not direct sunlight. There's an awning over top your window. How is that direct sunlight making contact with the screen? Yeah, we made copies of that video. Matter of fact, I have copies of all your videos. And the reason why we have copies of all of those, because like I told you, those videos are being sent out to an attorney. I told you that already. All your stuff. Any video you delete, we got copies of everything. You see all that sunlight coming through that window right there? That's what that screen is designed to do. It's designed to take direct hits from the sun. See how it sits in the glass like that? That's what you're supposed to display. Not that nasty nonsense that you failed miserably. That's what you're supposed to display. And the image is supposed to pull up. Oh, man, I'm telling you, this guy, boy. It's funny, like I said, we're using his demonstrations as for companies like, look, you know, this is, well, we had a fellow who tried to make the product and this is his results. We're using your demonstrations to show your failures to other companies on why they can't duplicate and make the product, how hard it is to duplicate and make it. Look at that. Now, wait, let me show you something real quick. Something a lot of people didn't see real quick. If you look When I'm walking toward the window, as I'm coming out to the window, I told you that technology is designed, if it's being hit by sunlight, it will not generate an image inside. The image will only push outside, which you would think the image would push inside because there's no sunlight inside the house. It's a 5200 lumen projector. You would think the image would pop up. No, it doesn't. Because all the energy is being drawn from the inside and pushed to the outside. Image comes up dull on the inside. Produces a bright image on the outside. You don't know anything about the transfer of energy. Energy transfer, you studying like that? No, you probably didn't. Probably don't understand it at all. All right. So he deleted the video. Yep, he dropped the video from his channel because he failed the first time. He wants to make it look like he only failed one time. Second failed attempt. The technology, as I said before, is designed to be able to take on direct hits from the sun. It's designed to be peeled. This is the formula we gave you permission to make right here. That's it right there. We gave you permission to make that. You never made the product at all, period. If you call yourself being able to make our products with no problem whatsoever, we designed something that was so, the color was so strange and so weird. Make it. Couldn't make this. We couldn't make the product. And then did a side by side to show you again. This is how dark the other stuff was that we developed. It transfers through light and can take a direct hit from the sun. That's the new stuff. Gave you the permission to make the product and couldn't make it. I mean, because if you're coming on here and you're doing all these demonstrations that you can make our product so easy, you shouldn't have a problem making that stuff that was in that container, but you can't because you can't figure out the color of it. And it's too much pressure on them. Because when you tell somebody, hey, look, we want you to make this stuff, not only make it, we want you to do the whole entire demonstration live. You can't make one mistake. And it's going to have to react to that sunlight and look the exact same way it does on our video. Too much pressure. He's not going to do that demonstration. He's going to stay away from that as far as possible. But yet, you're doing videos by saying it's easy to make our product. Okay, there you go. Make it. Can't make the product. That's why he skipped that demonstration altogether. He won't do it. So that shows right there you can't make the product at all. That's just truth right there. I gave you permission. Go ahead and make it if you want. Couldn't make it. All right, so we proved that already. He can't make the product at all. Basically, he just runs his mouth for the sake of just running his mouth. That's all you do. You couldn't figure out how it was made. You couldn't design it at all. We knew that was going to happen. Because anytime we give you permission to make something, you can't do it. Like we told you, the exotics, you can make all 12 of the exotics. I was making them back to back to back. Make them, have them pass all the tests on the same day. They didn't pass nothing at all. You made one green screen and it didn't even come up exactly the way how we do ours. And you did none of the test demonstrations to follow behind it to prove that it was an exotic. Failed again. Yet I was able to make your product easily. And I wasn't even trying to make your product. I was just throwing stuff together on my kitchen table and it matched your personal mix perfectly. And I didn't have to run any tests because you have no tests behind your product. So what tests would I be running to begin with? All right, so let's go back to, let me see, we're over here already. Let's go back over here. This is the other attempt he made, polyurethane and black paint. Sad, because we have companies who do this one too. They'll try to mix poly together and say, hey, it does the same thing. Problem you have here, your screen again, let me go over here real quick. Come out as commercial. It's too light. Too light. This is supposed to be the product. This is supposed to be, look at the way he's painted on. This is supposed to be the product, our product he's making right now. Now, if you can call yourself making this one, what happened to the other one we gave you permission to make? Never made it. All right, so come in here. Don't worry, we don't need audience in here. We post these on Facebook. These are going to Facebook. These are going to our fraud page. This is where it's going to. And also to the sent over to business partners overseas to show them that people who tried to duplicate and make the product. So if you want to watch, you watch. It's up to you. All right, so let's come over here. Because some people think, oh, he's just in there talking to himself. No, these videos are broadcasted everywhere. Everywhere. I'm talking to people that are going to be watching this, and we're going to be linking these to different sites. If you're willing to come and watch, go ahead. Enjoy yourself. If you don't, you got other things to do, go do other things. All right, so let's show the screen right here. All right. That's supposed to be the color of the screen that he's painting in. All right. This is the color of the screen. When we did side by side, we showed him between we had permission to make the product. That's how dark the other screen is that we developed. Not even close. Not even close at all. Period. That's how dark that screen is. How dark that gray is. Not even close. But nice try though. Another failed attempt. And the demonstration where we displayed on our product, like I said, again, direct hit from the sun, and the screen has to be able to be peeled or dissolve off the surface without basically damaging the surface itself. That's the image he pulled up, faded, washed out. Now, if you're advertising ceramic eggs and your artwork is absolutely immaculate, do you think this basically justifies your artwork if you're displaying this off your storefront window? Okay. And again, in the environment, no light. Zoomed up on the screen, and then from there I can see hot spotting right there in the center of the screen right there. The screen is dirty and pixelated right there. See how dirty it is? It's not supposed to be clean. The image is supposed to be clean. You're using somebody's advertising off of this. Blinds are shut. In the corner right there, his blinds are shut all the way over, so there's no light hitting, making contact with the screen whatsoever. This technology is designed for window advertising. That's what it's designed for. Window advertising, which means it's designed for basically advertising, or basically if someone's going to be coating this on glass to be able to use an outdoor projection screen to take the direct sunlight, this is what it's designed for. Screen is supposed to be outside, and it's supposed to be more light than this. So this is a demonstration he did of the screen inside. All right, again, you don't do your demonstrations correctly to save your freaking soul, man. You gotta stop cutting so many corners. Cutting corners is not a good thing. It's a bad thing, man. You gotta learn to stop cutting all these freaking corners. Not good. This is how you're supposed to display the screen. You're supposed to have a full shot of the environment. You're supposed to show the distance to where the projector is sitting back. There's the screen right there with a 100-watt light in the center of the screen, pushing light onto the screen. You didn't even do that demonstration, did you? Skip that one, or you definitely skipped that one altogether. That was never done. You completely skipped that one. You're supposed to display that one. That was never shown in the demonstration because you couldn't do it on the screen. Look at the distance though of the projector. His projector was sitting way too close to the screen. You're supposed to walk around the screen. Anytime you display something, you have to do a full walk around the entire screen on everything that's being displayed to show how the white levels, how the colors, how the contrast, everything has to be seen, because when a person sprays this on his glass, he's going to be walking around the screen, and so are his customers. So you have to make sure that you have to see it in the mind of the person who's buying it, in the mind of the customer. You can't just have it on one side and not walk around it. You have to be to show off black contrast demonstrations. If the screen, as I said before, was so transparent, you said it was spotty, you would be able to see the light that's coming from my kitchen. You see how bright my kitchen is? My kitchen is very, very bright. It would be to penetrate. You would be to see the glare from the projector. My projector is on. My projector is 5,200 lumens, and it's not even penetrating through the screen at all. If the screen was spotty, like you said it was, and unable to be able to maintain any form of light, 5,200 lumens would have pierced right through that screen and pushed right through, and you would have saw a huge glare on the other end. Right here. So you don't know anything about technology. You don't. You're still stuck in this whole, what's that word for it? The old-fashioned screen paints. Look at this. That's how your image is supposed to come up on the surface. It's supposed to look like you're advertising the product. Bring the product to life. Not that dirty, washed out image that you produce that looks so gritty and grimy. That's how it's supposed to look. Star field demonstration. Yep, that screen can produce a star field demonstration. And as you can see, it's not on a small little square. The whole entire environment's opened up. We have light making contact with the screen here. We have a window light in the kitchen making contact with the screen. We have light in the back making contact with the screen. That screen is surrounded by light. Not a square, not a small little square piece hidden between some United States shipping boxes and a vase. And then you have the screen far away from the window, which I saw in the demonstration. See the light right there? All that light is making contact. You see that neon light right there? That's the neon light that's reflecting off my floor in my theater room, which means that screen is reflecting images off the floor, which means you can't penetrate and see through the screen if it's reflecting images right back. See, it's the stuff you don't notice. People who do business with me, people who have contracts with me, notice that stuff. You can't see that at all, period. Man, that's sad, dude. I told you I was going to embarrass you on that demonstration, man. Look at this. Look, watch this. You see how clean that image comes up? Look at my image here compared to this mess here that he's supposed to say this is how his product is supposed to be producing an image. Gritty and dirty. I don't even know how in the world you consider that to be passable. I would never would have considered that to be passable. How is that passable? That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm telling you people, that the same, I don't know if you can call it passion. I don't know what you would call it. That he puts into his screen paint products is the same thing he puts into everything else. He literally considers that to be passable. He thinks that's a good looking screen. He thinks, no, for them, how people like that think, as long as the image shows up, it ain't got to be good, it ain't got to be pretty, it just has to show up. They consider that to be good. That is not good. That's horrible. That image should never look that dirty. That image is supposed to look like that. And this is me going back and forth showing both sides of the projector. See, I'm backing up, back and forth. And your demonstration here, you never went to the back of the screen. I noticed that in that demonstration here. You never went to both sides of the screen. You stayed on one side. That's a front and rear technology we developed. You're supposed to go to the front and back of the screen when you do it. All right, my bad. I'll take that back. You did go from back to front. And even though the image is dirty, it's not supposed to be that dirty. It's supposed to be clean. Wait. Hold on. I need to see how much light we had back there on that window. Blinds are shut there on that one side. We got blinds shut. Why is one your blinds shut? This screen is designed to take on ambient light. If it's going to take on a direct hit from the sun, inside light shouldn't be a problem for it. It should be to project anywhere in the house. Here we go. And that's not an acceptable picture. That picture is supposed to be clean. See how dark the environment's here? There's no light making contact with the screen here. Come back around. Right here. This is where I was looking at. You got your blinds shut here. You got your window light here, and the light's halfway. There's no light making contact from here to here. It's too dark. And your screen is washed out. This screen should be in that window over there. If you're doing that demonstration test, that needs to be in that window. Now, the first demonstration, you deleted the video. You actually had it in the window. How come you didn't put this one in the window too? The screen would have washed out. That's why. If it's barely pointing an image right here from this distance where he has it at, and the image looks like that, if he stuck that thing in the window, it would have washed out. That's why. The first one he stuck in the window, and you see how barely it washed out really bad. That's the video he deleted off his channel. Then he came back and did this video with the poly and black. In this video, he didn't put the screen anywhere near the window. How are you making our, oh good, that's dirty. Now see how dirty that looks? See how gritty that looks? It's not supposed to look like that. Yeah, go ahead and paint this on your storefront window. Yeah, you'll be suing him at the end of the day. Look how dirty the white levels are. And all in all, that's supposed to be in the window. If we're doing demonstrations where we're taking screens and we're sticking them in the window, we're hitting direct sunlight saying, hey, this is the technology you're developing. If you're going to say you're making the same thing we're making, then you should do the exact same thing. Stick it in the window, have it hit with direct sunlight. Even the inside demonstrations will fail. Your image is supposed to be that clean. See how you can read the letters off my Fire Stick with no problem. Yeah, that dude, I don't know where you think that's supposed to be passable. That's not passable. No one would ever give you any money for that. And no company in their right mind would paint that to a screen. That's why we're using your video as a beware video on showing them what not to do to avoid them destroying their expensive windows. Look at this right here. So you can see how clean that is. That's how clean that image is supposed to come up. Not gritty, not dirty, not muddy. It's supposed to be clean. See, that's what happens when you mix poly and black paint. Those are two elements that don't go together that well at all, period. They don't mix that well together. And even worse, if you spray that out of a spray can, you will get bits of black flakes all over your screen, which would destroy it if you're doing it from front to rear. Front, not so bad. But if you do a snow level or white level, it will come up with a kind of a freckle, kind of black spots all over the screen, because those two particular elements don't marry well, and that's why his image came up so muddy and dirty. It's supposed to be clean. Oh man, Dude, you gotta do much better than that. Okay, so we all know he deleted a video off his channel to hide one of the videos where he made a big mistake on that one. Right there. Screen's dirty and gritty. I don't even know why you came in and showed a demonstration of your so-called black screen, or that's supposed to be. We do those on 180-inch screens, 150. I got one sitting over there at 151-inch. I don't even know why I even tried that one, but yeah, you've never done any testing on that thing. Whatever. This is supposed to be, now, again, another attempt. And again, why are the sheets so small? You're supposed to use bigger sheets. Now, you're saying that this is how our image is supposed to come up spotty, but keep in mind that image is maintaining a solid image inside the house. That's how the formula reacts when light hits it, because it becomes transparent, which you don't understand anything about energy and transparent energy back and forth. The image formula becomes light on the edges around the screen. So basically light can transfer back and forth. See how I got it up near the sun, near the window light that's coming in? That's what he doesn't understand. And if that was the case, this is what he's pointing out. If that was the case, you wouldn't be able to see the image at all, period. It would be blinded, and you would be to see the spots on it, even with the 100-watt lamp sitting right against the screen. You can't see through that screen at all, period. The fact that the screen was spotted and basically light could transfer through it, there's nowhere in the world you would see the reflection of the neon lights on my floor reflecting off that screen. Those are my neon lights right there reflecting off my floor. On the back side of the screen displaying the OLED horse. That's why I said you don't understand how formulas work. Look on the opposite side of the screen. If it was spotted, light would be to transfer that screen. That screen only activates transparent like that when sunlight makes contact with it. But you don't know anything about that at all, period. There you go. See, I got to break things down and explain things to him because he thinks he finds a flaw in our product. No, you dumb. That technology is developed so when you put it near glass and sun hits it, it becomes transparent. So that's what the screen was doing because light was hitting it. Parts of the screen were becoming transparent. If that was the case and I stuck it over here and we have a light hitting the screen constantly from back to front, plus a 5200 lumen projector that's pushing through that screen, you would see a tremendous amount of lamp glare pushing through, which on the other end, you don't see anything at all, period. And again, look how beautiful the image is compared to your product. Man. Yeah, really transparent, spotty for a light that's making contact with my screen here and here at the same time, plus a 5200 lumen projector, and you can't even see my door right there on the other side. All you see is the screen. Oh, man. Like I said, he learns nothing at all. See right there? You see that blue light right there? That's the neon light bouncing off my floor. The screen's actually reflecting everything that's going on right here in the back. All right, so let's come out of here real quick. Now we're going to be doing something. Actually, I got to make something for a company. I'm doing it customized. So this is what I'm getting into. Customizing formulas for companies, their own, which means I'm not making tons and tons and tons of paint. I'm actually customizing one product. We get a patent pending put on it, which means we own the right to that product. Once the patent pending is finalized and we get our approval by the U.S. government for that, we sell that particular product to that company. And that company writes us, I'm not going to tell you how much, but it's a lot more than basically selling paint every week. A whole lot more. So that's what I started doing. Because since now we can customize products within 20 minutes, and you've seen us do it on those exotics, hey, why not? Why not develop a customized screen paint strictly for that company? We throw a patent pending on it, which means it protects it. It's a patent for up to 1 year. That's what patent pendings are, for 1 year. And it's under our name, which means shows that we designed, we made that form. It makes it legit by paperwork and signing it over to them, because if they say, hey, we bought this from them, this is my patent pending, this is what I paid for, this is, I can show proof that this is ours, this we made, we got proof by the U.S. government that we own the rights to this, we can sell it off. And no, let me give you a little pointer how explain things pro, how things work. When you start developing technology that looks this good, this fast, and you're showing that you're beating top certified projection screens, then companies are saying, why should I spend $5,000 for a projection screen? Mind you, think about it. If you got a company and you got about 30 screens throughout your establishment, $5,000 a screen, think about that. That's a lot of money. That's just for a 100-inch. Imagine if you had a median area where the screen had to be 150 or 180 inches. You know how much money that's going to cost you? Now, we're able to develop a technology. Number one, you don't have to have special projectors. It's ultra short throw and it's long throw. It is outside compatible, which means you can take your little business meeting outside and have your business meeting outside if you want, because screens can generate that, especially with sun killer technology now embedded into them. You can make it rear, we can make it transparent, and we can show all these demonstration tests that we do that you never do. And this is the reason why you can't obtain these contracts, because no one's going to buy your stuff, because you can't really do much with it. You're trapped in dark areas. That's the only way you can use it. There's no way in the world you're taking half of that stuff, especially in this kind of environment. It's not going to work. So what we're doing is, instead of me basically selling off, I'm going to be still selling screen paint every week. That's what the Novas are for. If you go to the website, on the Novas and the black screens are left, that's what we're maintaining for our customers. But I got companies out there that may have a screen that may be like 500, 600 inches, or maybe they want their own customized formula for themselves. And that's where we come in. We can develop, thank my Lord Jesus Christ, we can develop technology in under an hour. It took 20 minutes to make that invisible product that we gave you permission to make that you couldn't even make. 20 minutes. And that's the same product that we have sitting outside right here that you still haven't done the demonstration yet. Still waiting to see that outside demonstration. See, in this demonstration, people think, oh, you just showed fish. No, we showed everything on this demonstration. We showed contrast levels, commercials, movies, everything. We did the cat trunk with the fish first, which we displayed. Later on, went through my menu. So let's get back to the story real quick. So yeah, we develop a customized OLED horse. We customize a special project for a company. We go down and we get the approvals for the patent pending. Once all the paperwork is finalized, everything's in our name. We go over, we present the patent pending to the company. Now, before all that starts up, they'll sign an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. We'll send them a sample of the product. They'll test it for themselves, involved with the test demonstrations. If it's something they like, or maybe some things they want to change in it, we can customize the formula to make it to their liking on how they like it. And then once all that's finalized and everybody's happy and all, then we basically send over the agreement. So basically signing over the technology and the patent pending in their name. They have 1 year to be able to go in and make that a permanent patent. But until then, it is basically will last for about 1 year at the most. About 1 year. And then whatever we ask for the pricing of that technology, that's what they transfer over to our accounts. That means they have the rights to that technology, which means they can paint as many screens as their heart, its content desires, as much as they want. It's theirs, it belongs to them. Now, the new technology we have here that you tried to duplicate and make and failed miserably doing, this technology is even on a bigger level, because now since COVID, and sad to be so that it is, a lot of people want to be outside with restaurants. They want to be able to feed their people outside, and it's kind of hard to do if you got a screen that can't take a direct hit from sun or can't do with any form of outside lighting at all, period. So it's around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It can be 9 o'clock in the morning. Sun doesn't have to be hitting that screen directly, and it will still fire up and produce an image with no problem whatsoever. But the fact that it can take that direct hit from the sun means it can run anywhere outside without a problem. Now, can you imagine someone painting 120 inch of this? And even if you don't want to paint it on the glass, you can get a thin piece of plexiglass or film about that much, and you can paint it on there, and you can basically Velcro it to your glass, throw a projector behind the back of it, and have your customers outside at 12 o'clock in the afternoon watching a football game. There you go. And him being so jealous, because God blessed us with that technology, him being so jealous and enraged that we have that technology now, and he doesn't, what does he do? He goes out and he tries to make it. Oh, this is how it's done. This is how, and you failed multiple times. You failed the first time when you tried to say that the product was clear, and you deleted that video off your channel. We recorded that video so we can show proof that you deleted the video. Embarrassment that you was wrong the first time. Then when you found out the screen was dark gray, you tried to mix some poly and black together, and the image came up so gritty and so dirty. You had it in a small little area. You had barely no light hitting the screen. You had the projector sitting on top of the screen. You didn't even expand the camera so people can see the surrounding environment where the screen was being sat at and how it was getting a reaction off of it. Didn't show any of that at all. You kept it close and tight so you can show very little flaws as possible. Fail, 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 fail. And still, with all that sunlight outside, you still didn't take the screen outside, because that's what they're designed to do. They're designed to be taken outside and to produce images. Not even done. Technology is designed to be peeled off when you're done with it. I have yet seen you peel a screen yet. Peel one of them, please. I would love to see that. Nope. Haven't done that either, have you? Now, as soon as we get some sun, we'll be outside with our technology, playing around in the sun, doing demonstrations, because that's what it was designed to do. Man, I don't know where you get these ideas from. You think you're doing well, whatever. We all know where it comes from. All right. So right there, you failed. You didn't show any demonstrations at all of your product. Now, this is supposed to be the product you're supposed to be showing people, that you did the same thing we did. This is the video he's showing y'all that he did the same thing we did, the same thing. Number one, why are your windows shut? Windows are not supposed to be shut. If you got access to having windows near the screen, and why, most of all, why isn't that screen outside in the window? That screen with all that light coming through, that sunlight pushing through, that screen should be sitting in the window. If that is supposed to be our technology, why is it not in the window? Again, it's supposed to be in the window. Why is it not in the window? That's what's wow. That's what I mean by cutting corners left and right. That screen is supposed to be sitting in that window. And at that, check this out. Another problem we made in this video, you see all these little cracks in the screen, so those little gritty marks in the screen you're seeing right there? That's the freckle effect. So that's what happens when you mix poly with black paint. You see that freckle, dirty design right there? All that right there? If he had showed an image of white snow colors, you would have saw it all on the screen. This white, gritty freckle effect. That's what you would have saw. Throughout the entire demonstration, what he showed in the front, he never showed the back of the screen. And keep in mind, since now we have a copy of this video, you decide you want to delete this one too. Because you're known for deleting videos now. This is saying this is how you made the product. And again, what's the deal with the tiny little sheets? Ugh. But okay, let's move on. We all know he does things on the tiny ones. We have to. All right, here we go. There you go. Perfect. I told you. There we go. I told you. You see that dirty, gritty look to it? Did I tell you that? I told you what would happen. This is what happens if you mix poly and you mix black paint. There are two elements that don't mix at all, period. Now you can mix them around and stir it around. It looks like it's actually mixing well. It doesn't do well at all. This is what happens. You see how dirty the image is right here? So that black marking coming up in there, that's what happens when you mix it with that stuff. It clouds the image. It makes it really, really dirty. Really dirty. Now look at this right here. See how it looks on the front? Now, you go on the back of it. When you try to transfer light through it, it comes up really gritty. So you can see that. It's not supposed to look like that at all, period. It's not supposed to be that dirty. You got dirt lines there, you got dirt lines there, and that's really gritty. I told you, when I was looking at the Starfield and I saw that grit, I could see it. I've been dealing with such black technology for so long, you can even see it in the on a black surface. You can see it. That's supposed to be solid black. There's not supposed to be any form of white light pushing through this. It's supposed to be a solid black image. And I can tell just by looking at it how gritty and dirty it came up. That's nasty. It's not supposed to look like that. Let's see if he was smart enough to do any white levels off of that. Now, did he turn that around and did he show the white levels on the back of that? Nope, he's not showing any white levels. You saw where the color comes up. It comes up gritty and dirty. So poly is a different base element than the black paint. And what it does, it causes a freckle effect. That's what I told you about. It causes this really gritty freckle effect. It's supposed to be clean on both sides of the screen. I'm not seeing any more videos where he's actually going to the back of the screen. No, he only showed that one, that's it. But I'm glad he did show that one so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So from the front, usually if you do a rear projection screen, and the technology is designed to be front and rear, which means it should look the same way as it does in the front as it does look in the back. That's how it's supposed to come up. The problem is that usually when you transfer to the back of the screen, it basically, if your formula has anything in it, like any kind of spots or or anything that pops up on that screen, like say if you got something like a little blot of paint spots up on the front of the screen like this from your Canon, you're not going to see that from the front. But if you turn around from the back, you'll see every imperfection that your screen has the to be able to do will pop up on the opposite side. And that's why anytime I've done business with people who want rear projection screens, that back end has to be as clean as the front. As a matter of fact, I was in California many years back. I did a demonstration about my first trip to, I think it was Florida. My first trip to Florida, and we had somebody fly us out there, and they were using invisible technology. That's what they were using. And the thing about it was the screen that they had set up, the image had to be the same way as it is from the back to the front. So that guy would stand there and he would look at that screen and it had to show the same way. The problem is that the formula has any flaws in it. You won't see it from the front, but you will see it from the opposite side. Now, remember when I told you that when he made the poly the first time, he made it with gray. Because first time he failed, he made it with clear. He deleted that video already, so you won't find that video anymore. But he made it with clear and he didn't realize the screen was dark gray, and he came back in and tried to make it dark gray. Then you've seen where his images were coming up, they were coming up really faded, washed out. So I told you the only way he's going to have to be able to make the image darker, he's going to have to add in more black paint, which he just did. He had to add in more black paint to make the surface darker. The problem you have with that is the more black paint you put in it, the front may come out nice, but the back end is going to come out even more freckly with those black spots, and it's going to come out even more contaminated and dirty. That's what's going to happen, which he just did. Now, as you can see, the front right here is darker, but the problem you have is when you get to the back of it, it looks clean in the front. I see what's clean in the front. Now, when you get to the back of that screen, that's where you're going to see the flaws. And you learn this from years and years and years of working with invisible technology. You see this. I've seen this before. This is why I know what it is, because I have seen this before when making formulas. That the front of it will come out looking nice, but the back of it will come out looking dirty. And it's not supposed to look like that. That is supposed to be clean in the back. Another failed attempt. And this is now right here. Look right here. Yeah, that's me. My mouse and keyboard's at the bottom here. Let's go back up and come out of here. I need to put on my leg because I ain't got no mouse pad down there. I got to get a bigger desk. As a matter of fact, I'm still working on my tabletop projection desk, which I'm still working on. And you still have yet to make that stuff right there, which you haven't even made yet. Now watch this, Pro, so I can show you how this is done. Now on that little piece of cardboard, a little piece of plexiglass you displayed, this is how clean that screen is supposed to come up. My projector's on the opposite side of that. And that's how clean my image comes out. Oops, you weren't supposed to see that. Sorry about that, people. You see how clean that object, you see how clean that surface looks? You're supposed to do a walk around that screen. You see the size of my screen compared to yours? Not that little tiny sample sheet. See how much light hits the side of that screen right there? This is how it's supposed to look. It's supposed to be clean all the way around. No black spots, no freckles, nothing. All the way around. It has to be clean. Has to look the same way as it does to the front, to the back, to the side, all the way around. It has to be clean. So now we're using his videos. He deleted the other one. Don't worry about it. We got a copy of that video, so don't worry about that one. We got a copy of the clear already. I made a backup of that one because we're using his videos now as tutorial videos to our people we're doing business with. Like, look, it's a fellow right here. We try to duplicate our screen, and this is the results. To show them it's not that easy to make this product. See how clean that is? That's the back side of the screen. You see no freckles, no dirty spots, nothing. And that's the screen that when you lay it up against the glass, you can see it start to become spotted. And the reason why it does that is because when sunlight hits the screen, it becomes transparent. It allows more light to push through, allows it to actually be to pick up more energy. And that's the reason why on the front of it, you can't see it here when I'm projecting the image. But when you go to the back of it, you can see the screen crystal clear. This stuff is designed, again, and it's designed to be peeled off. That shows the difference between the two. So you don't think we made the same color. That's the one you were supposed to make. You didn't even make that one yet, did you? Now, this is the part you failed at. Objects that you put behind it. There's group. There's the group. See? That's what you're supposed to do. In your demonstration, you're supposed to have the screen outside. When we're showing off this technology, we have to show off how it's going to perform inside. We have to walk around the screen to show that there's no freckles, no imperfections, nothing that's coming up, because they don't want that at all, period, on their glass. The last thing you want is to paint a huge glass window, and you're walking inside and you're seeing all these freckles and spots, and you don't want to see that at all, period. You have to make it so the image can be removed once you're done with it. They might not want it up there anymore. They might want to remove it. And the last thing you want to do is go out a window with a power wash. Mess around and crack your window, get a hairline crack in it, and later on it turns into something even more nastier. You don't want to use any form of harsh soaps. You want something they can remove off easy. And I've had that if you had contracts, you have sunlight out there, see? Look at that. See right there? I'm looking at, even though the cameras, we got the Wi-Fi, but see how much light's out there? It's like physical light making contact with the screen. You have to do all that. You can't be cutting corners like you do in your demonstrations. And now you're in there deleting videos now. And if you got caught doing something stupid, don't delete the video. Leave it up there. It needs to stay up there. Outside at 1:30 p.m. right there. It's 1:30 p.m. That technology is sitting outside right now at 1:30. I told you, that means at 1:30, you paint this on, your window, get a big display. Remember, it has to transfer through. Like, it has to transfer through it. So if you want to put a screen outside, you can put this inside or outside, doesn't make a difference. Put your projector on the other end. And this is without an awning. I have a huge awning that goes over top my on my deck. And you can have your customers out there eating their food, sorry about that, and watching a TV show at the same time at 1:30 in the afternoon or evening, or whatever you want to call it. And the image will come up clean as it's supposed to. And that's one of the questions I got asked a lot when COVID hit was, I want to take my eatery outside. I want to be to have my guests outside. I want to be to take my customers outside. Do you have a screen paint that can take a direct hit from sun? Can I use it at 12 o'clock in the afternoon? I get this question all the time. Well, what if I have an awning over top of? What if this and the other? Now you don't have to. That technology will allow you to produce that image outside with no problem, crystal clear. And that's what made him upset, and that's what made him jealous to go in and do those videos. But it backfired on you because, number one, you made yourself to be a fool. Number two, we proved that you deleted a video because you're embarrassed of the video so badly, you deleted it off your channel. You didn't do any of the demonstrations that backs up the product on what it's designed to do whatsoever. So that was another complete fail on top of that. But like I said, jealousy, mad and upset, angry, because God blessed us with the ability to be able to do this. And it made him upset, got him angry. And like I said, before we got into this, again, mind my own business, just outside working on my own projects, working on this invisible technology. And here comes Mr. Jokelo along to basically try to debunk our theories because he's angry and upset because he can't do it. The only thing you did to yourself is you basically just showed that you can't do it to begin with. You can't make the product. You can't produce it. It's not the same demonstrations at all whatsoever. And you outed yourself out being a hater. That's pretty much what you did. And we came out here, did our demonstrations, gave you to do the same thing, did nothing of the sort. As you saw in the demonstrations, he basically danced around the demonstrations as much as he possibly could, cut corners left and right. You had a beautiful sunny day outside. You didn't take that screen outside. I'm over here griping about we need a sunny day so we can get the screen outside, we can do more demonstrations, and you're sitting there, got a beautiful sunny day and didn't take advantage of that? If you made that technology? Because you didn't make it. Then we make one and give you permission. You can make it. Go ahead and make it. And you don't make that one either. What was wrong with that? Oh, you couldn't figure out the color of it. Too complicated. All right. You're just mixing products together that you think that will come close enough to what we're making. But for some reason, it doesn't have the same test performance as our products. Okay. But yet I can sit in my kitchen and throw some paint around into a container and match your product. No test required because you don't do tests. Now, this is another thing when I say you know nothing. When we did this demonstration, this is the video he deleted from the account right there. That's the video he deleted from the account. In this video, basically, this shows where he thought the screen was clear and he found out it wasn't. That's why he mixed the poly first, because he made a mistake on that one. Jumping the gun, bull in a china shop. He also didn't know that the screens could be peeled off. We never displayed it. We never showed that off. Then we came in and showed the screen being peeled off. You can take them off at will. He never did that demonstration either. So I guess he thinks that doesn't exist at all, period. So let me show you something here. That technology right there is designed to be removed. So the screen, it was gray, that now it's using color. It used to be gray. We're able to peel off the screen. So say you spend about $6,000 for a storefront window. And you're going to spray that coating on your window. Your whole glass. And say you want to get rid of it. How would you rather have it removed? Some harsh soaps and chemicals that could damage your screen, blasting your screen with a high pressure power washer that could crack the surface of your screen, or basically just scraping a little edge of it off and just peel it right off nice and clean. And just go over it with a garden hose just to wash off some of the residue. And that's it. You can't peel poly in black paint. You can't peel it. It doesn't peel. It's a permanent to the surface. That's why we asked him to peel the screen and he couldn't do it. That's one of the things about the technology. That bottom line is when you get done with it, it's easy to get rid of. And all the chemicals that were made that are basically eco-friendly and they're designed to biodegradable break down when you're done with it. somebody does not watch. That's why I said it pays to do your homework. You know, if you don't watch, I'm pretty sure he didn't watch the demonstration, and he definitely didn't watch the demonstration. He probably figured, oh, somebody came running to him, Kent's got an invisible technology and this, that, and the other, and he probably came running out to do some demonstration by saying, oh no, it's got to be a clear, it's got to be a clear, and you embarrass yourself. And now we got proof that you deleted your video. See right there? There's supposed to be a video right there. Look at that red object right there. You see him right there? There's supposed to be a video right here. There's the video right there for the invisible screen paint that he claimed that was supposed to be ours. It's not there anymore. He removed it because he was wrong the first time. And he made the first mistake. He thought the screen was clear and it wasn't. And he embarrassed himself. See right there, the red container? Look at that very closely. Now you go back to his account over here, and it's gone. He removed the video. See, when people got something to hide, when people are doing dumb stuff that they shouldn't be doing, they delete videos. And that video was just recently made. Just like the video he deleted of him going into Home Depot or Lowe's trying to make our product, he deleted that thinking that wasn't going to get him in trouble. And we got copies of that. Just like the video you deleted of you showing people how to make your screen paint products for free and then charging them for it, deleted that video too. We got copies of that. We can post those anytime we want to. And I'm definitely going to be posting this one because you definitely deleted that video. People only delete things when they got something to hide. Oh, man. Good gracious, man. You just... And then that whole talk about... Wait. This is supposed to be... Real quick. Now look, after he gets beaten pretty bad, what does he do? He does a video on something else. Man, you can't make my product. We gave you permission to make one of them. We gave you permission. We said, go ahead and make the product. You never made it. Never made the product at all whatsoever. Period. Never did the peel off. Never took the screen out in the sun. Call yourself making a product. You didn't even come close. And then the video that you got busted on, doing something completely stupid, trying to figure out that, oh, this is how he made it, and you were completely wrong. You delete that video off your channel to try to hide it like it never even happened. This is the kind of stuff you do. And showing this is the same way. To compare side by side, we have a setup on our website where you can actually see both of them side by side. We can see that both demonstrations don't even match. He doesn't do any of the things we do in our videos. And those are the videos we're using now to obtain contracts to show people that, no, it's not that. Some people say, well, isn't it just, but you got, some people do say that. They say, is this poly and black paint? And I go, no, it's not poly and black paint. And I said, I got proof. We have a guy over here who tried to make the product, and these are the side-by-side demonstrations. And after they get done watching that nonsense, number one, they don't want nothing to do with you. And number two, it basically lands us a contract because they already know that the product is more complicated and can't be duplicated that easy, which you just proved in your video demonstration. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Let's see. What are we going to be doing today? Woo! And I got to put a projector up in the other room. We got some more work we got to do in there today. That's another something else. I got more orders to get out for customers. Oh, by the way, you see my sloths over there? My sloths can sit here and watch this on a 148-inch screen on a projector that costs way less than yours, and I can do this in a fully lit environment where your screen can't go. See, this is how you keep your environment. I don't have to keep my environment like this if I don't want to. That's how you keep your environment. See how nice and dark it is? My projector cost me $59. Used 720p projector. That's basically about it. Didn't have to spend a lot of money.
The moment you realize something is truly luxury is the moment you put it to use. Purchase or lease a new Infiniti QX.
See, all those demonstrations being stuck in the dark. Nobody wants to be bothered with that nonsense. No one wants to spend the money for overpriced or expensive projectors. You're sitting here watching me do it. My screen is way bigger than your screen. Your screen's what, about 100 inches? This is a 148. It's a 148 inch on my projector. That's only supposed to do 80 to 100 inches. That's it. $59. That's it. You know how much money I save my customers? My customers can go out and get an amazing product they can use in a fully lit environment. They don't have to be stuck in the dark. And when it comes time to get their projectors, because they call me up and ask me what kind of projector should I use, I can direct them right over to eBay, get them a projector for pretty much next to nothing. And it's going to look amazing on their screen. On our technology. You can't do that. Your projector costs $4,000. What do you tell your customers? Oh, if you get this particular projector, it's going to produce the same thing as my screen's going to produce? No, it's not. There's no way in the world they're going to get that same image. That's virtually impossible. They're going to have the same projector or higher in order to do that. So you did the same thing the big companies do. That's what they do. Poorly lit environments, high-powered, expensive projectors. That's what they do. So let's see. This setup right here for the screen, it would cost me around $40. Screen altogether, if I was a customer, would have cost me $348. Projector, we wouldn't need to get that one for that model for that price. I got that one from a church. They pay about $130. That is way cheaper than your $4,000 projector and the products that you're using it. Well, your products are cheap, but still, you can't use it in a fully lit environment. They can use it in a fully lit environment. They can get a much bigger screen. They can pull contrast levels. They can see color. Your screens don't see color and they don't see contrast at all, period. And they get a much bigger screen. The projector most would cost them $130 to $180. That's what those projectors cost. That's why I have 5 of them in the house. And at that, like I said, I can make that product just by mixing a few black and gray or whatever paints together. Made it 8 years ago, and make it again. Can't do this kind of stuff. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Not on a small little tiny sheet. We've done the Starfield screensaver outside on a 180 inch. We did it on an Optima GT 55 inch at 140 inches outside with no problem. At 180 degrees, 190 degrees. Sorry if I go a little closer. 190 degrees. And you see the size, see where my light comes in? There's no blinds around it at all. So when the light disperses, it disperses everywhere because that's clear. You got a shade around yours, so your light only goes from the top of the ceiling to the bottom of the floor. See how tall my screen is? My screen comes right up to the close to the ceiling, which means all that ambient light is constantly making contact with my screen at all times. And yet I can maintain this image with no problem on a cheap $59 used outdated projector. Didn't cost me $4,000. But if you feel that your product can do better, then, feel free to do the same demonstration if you want. You can do it today, but you're not going to do it because you can't do it. Probably doesn't pull off. Voila! Now, let's get back because we get the visible technology. I'm really excited about that. Oh, really quick. I had to order more containers today because we got more orders that came in. We are not going to be developing any more screen paints. We're done. The Novas are done. The Novas are the last. That's it. All the other products you're not seeing on the page anymore, they're under negotiation to be bought out. The Novas we're going to be leaving on there for our customers, and the blackout cloths, which you're seeing right there. That's what we're going to leave for the customers. We don't need to make any more Novas. We got enough already. So what we're going to be concentrating on more is this invisible technology, because like I said, I've always wanted a screen that can take a direct hit from the sun. Now, let me show you something. Remember when the screen was near the window and you said basically how it shows those spotted lines? There you go, idiot. See how it's not showing anything at all? It reacts to sunlight. So when sunlight is piercing the screen, it transforms into a visible substance to allow more light to push back and forth to allow the screen to generate off energy so it can produce an image outside. I know I'm talking things you don't understand, but if I grab two sock puppets, maybe you can understand from there. You see how you can see the reflection of things in the environment off the screen? If it was spotted, you wouldn't be able to see it at all, period. It reacts that way to sunlight. That's why the screen looked that way. I felt the need to come out there and point that out to you. Besides, in case you want to delete that video too over the embarrassment. Boy, you're a dumb idiot, I swear. I hate to call people stupid, but are you kidding me? How dumb can you be? You really thought that I'm going to develop technology that you can spot it, that you can see through the spots? That's the chemical reacting to sunlight. Dummy. You're not a smart one, I give you that much. You are not a smart one. And as I told you before, all our technology is designed, let me show you, to peel off. Just in case if you don't want the screen anymore. It's designed to peel off. I have yet to see your peel off demonstration. I hate to call people idiots, but good gracious, how dumb can you be? But then again, like I said, his brain is, like I said, I'm trying to be rude here, but like I said, on my slower days, I'm smarter than you. You didn't realize that the chemical that we developed, see, that's the thing about it. When you don't understand certain levels, like if somebody came to me and he was into nuclear physics and I don't know jack about nuclear physics, I'm not going to sit there and second question him. I'm going to sit there and learn as much information as I can absorb off him as possible. So at least I can get a little bit of that knowledge and I can go on from there. No, he doesn't do that. He does dumb stuff like that. So you just outed yourself as a complete idiot again by saying, oh, look how spotted the screen looks. No, the screen transports into a visible surface. When sunlight hits it, that allows the light to transfer through, and that draws energy, allows the screen to be able to produce a much brighter image outside. That formula can change. It's shade effect. That's why when I had it in the room and I had the 100-watt light bulb, you couldn't see through the screen at all. You couldn't see the projected glare pushing through, nothing. That's why when I turned it around, you saw the reflection coming off of the screen of my neon lights on the floor. And that's why I was able to pick it up in the kitchen, and you were able to see the reflection of everything in the kitchen. It only reacts that way to sunlight. Crack a book. That's why you can't figure out how my stuff works, because for some reason, you have it in your head that I'm doing things the same way you do stuff. That's what it is. That's the problem. This is where the connection's not clicking for you. You really think that I do things the same way you do them. If I did, I'd be doing demonstrations in the dark all day. Overpriced projectors, cutting corners every chance. Because we do things the same way, you would be doing all the demonstrations that I do too. You'd be to match them. And you don't. Because your product doesn't work at all, period. Again, like I said, I made it 8 to 7 years ago. I made that stuff. So I know how it's going to react. And yeah, who's up there and say, well, I made a Black Nova. No, you didn't. You didn't make a Black Nova. Where's the test showing that that's a Black Nova? Oh, you can't do any of the tests at all? Just mixing some black substance together and say, oh, the same thing? Where's the test? Where's the proof that that's our product? Nope, nothing there. But I can make your product. I can make your product right now on that kitchen table. And I can actually match your screen with it. Easy. All of them. I made your product 8 years ago. As a matter of fact, it's not yours. It's my product. I would have done it a lot differently than that mess you put in there. I don't know. That stuff is horrible. All right, I'm going to go put something else on. I try not to be rude. I do. I try my hardest not to be rude. But come on. We all have those particular individuals. Either you work with them, or you go to the gym with them, or whatever, you deal with them. At the end of the day, you look at them like freaking stupid idiots. You really thought the screen was going to come up that spotted. Yeah, your brain doesn't travel that far outside the rim. That's why you can never comprehend something like that, because you don't think on that level. You're stuck in this little tiny box. You can't think outside the box at all, period. That's why you don't design anything that we develop. We develop invisible technology. We develop screens that can be submerged underwater, painted screens on top of ceilings. The things that we do are completely different from everybody else. Your demonstrations are all the same. Stuck in the dark, same kind of screen paint. Either it's gray, light gray, or whatever. Same stuff over and over and over again. No tests on color patterns, no tests on high performance screens, nothing. Just the same old stuff that people were doing 8 years ago. 8 years ago, people did that stuff. Huh. 8 years ago. Food demonstration, LG.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'm not doing anything new.
The role I'm torque on the Ranger is really important to get me where I need to go.
I don't like to call people idiots, but man, he does some dumb stuff. Look, there you go, see? Fully environment. You do too many fake demonstrations, man. That's the problem. You do fake. That's what that guy sat there and said. Guy sat there and said that right on YouTube. He said that Crow is a deceitful liar, and he said it. You would basically trash anyone's product to make your product look good. You would cheat at all costs, cut corners, do whatever it takes. You have scammed your customers, and you have. We have proof of that. We have proof of a product that you were making for free. We made the product on YouTube, and it matched your personal mix perfectly. This is a product you were giving away for free. Now all of a sudden the video don't exist anymore because you deleted it. Same thing like when you got busted making that product that you call yourself, you thought it was clear. Deleted that video too. You just recently deleted that one. And I can come on here and make your product. Well, like I said, I don't do any tests. You don't run any tests on your products. Paint your screens in, you put them in, you show a little bit of light, and then you turn the lights out for the rest of the video. You can't have contrast. You got to pick and select certain videos for your demonstrations because any contrast shows up your screen washes out. I don't know how in the world anyone can get this to your head, but gray screens don't see contrast or color at all. Period. But you make your customers believe that you can see a contrast level. It's equal to a black screen. You can see color equal to a black screen. No, you can't. We got your product over here. Your product cannot see color and can't see contrast. You have to buy expensive projectors to make up for what your product is lacking. Look at this. This is a black screen. Next room is showing a Starfield demonstration in a fully lit environment. The gunmetals, as you claim, were supposed to be so dark that you can't see the screen. So how in the world am I sitting here in a fully lit environment, way brighter than your house, and I can show a Starfield demonstration on a gunmetal screen with a projector sitting 18 feet back at 126 inches, sitting in a bay of windows? If it was so dark, there was no way in the world you'd be to that Starfield demonstration. See what I mean? We do demonstrations that he can't do. Sitting here in a fully lit environment. My screens are way bigger than your screens. You got a 100-inch screen. That's 126 in the window. 148. $59 projector. $150 projector. 720p, 720p. No 4K, no 1080p. XGA, SVGA. See? Jealousy. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day, people. Jealousy. He's very, very jealous of our work over here. Extremely jealous. And it burns him up, makes him upset. He's angry. That's why, like I said, minding our own business, working on invisible technology, showed off that screen, boy, he went through the roof on that one. Came out there, tried to say, oh, no, this is how he's doing it. This is how he's faking. This is how he's scamming people. It's just basic, clear paint. That's all it is. It's just frost paint. And he was wrong on that one. What did he do? He went and deleted the video because he was wrong. Then went in and tried to mix poly and black paint, and the other video came out gritty and dirty. Screen wasn't dark enough. It wasn't as dark as the screen we displayed. Then he tried to come out and try to make a black screen, a transparent black screen. So the internet, gritty and dirty. And I sat there and said on camera, if you put some more black into that, what's going to happen is the screen is going to come out dirty. That's why he didn't show a white level on that screen. He just showed something that would show less of a freckle effect. Do you do a white snowstorm, anything like we do? Like we do white snowstorms on here, different colors and certified. None of that? Okay then. All right, we'll come down here and watch Shibio all day if I have time.
When you start with a single body plant, you end up with the entire
Burns him up that we have sun killer technology now. We had it about a year ago. We had it. Just couldn't figure out exactly how to remake it. Literally forgot how to make it. I'm lying to you not. I forgot how to make that stuff. The Lord brought it back to me. Can't stand that. And that's how the devil is. The devil gets mad, gets upset. Now, like I said, I get upset and I say some things. I call him an idiot and stupid. But sometimes I swear, man, doesn't even think properly sometimes when some of the stuff that he does. And then when he gets caught, he starts deleting videos, covering things up. Man, whew. How he made it through life this long, I don't even know. I really don't. Can't jump the gun. You can't be the bull in the china shop. That's a bad way to go through life. Going through life with a full glass thinking you know everything. How I learned technology is to learn to keep my mouth shut and listen. Even when I was sitting in a room down there in Florida with what this guy was nuclear physics, he was way up there, way up there. You think I went there because I had a technology that they couldn't figure out how to do? They had a screen out there that they couldn't figure out how to put together, and the nuclear physics couldn't figure out exactly how to put that screen, how to make it generate light. And I was able to go in there and be able to outdo their product. Think I went there all high and mighty? No, I went in there, did my demonstration, and sat down and had lunch with this man and listened to what he had to say. Because I can learn something from him. Maybe there's something I can take back from this experience. You don't think that way. That's why you're stuck where you're at now. You always will be stuck there. See, with the Lord, sometimes it doesn't have to be complex. Sometimes it can be some of the most simplest ideas that can end up seeming like they're the most complex ideas. But it's something very easy. And I could have sat there when after I had lunch with this man, brilliant mind. Could have walked in there with an attitude like, yeah, you know, you guys can't even get this screen to fire up. I can get this screen to fire up. I knew exactly what I had to do to get the screen to fire up. Could have went in there arrogant and this, that, and the other, like you. No, I sat down there and fired the screen up, got the handshakes, got the contract, and at the end we all went out to eat. And I sat there and talked with this man. I didn't brag about this, that, and the other. So I was interested in what he had and what I could learn from him. And he wasn't a very arrogant person too either. He was the most humblest person I've ever met in my entire life. Can't learn nothing going through life, a bull in a china shop, and with your glass always full, thinking you know everything. Literally thought that screen looked spotted that way. No, those screens generate the light. They become invisible when light hits them. That's how they transfer more clear light that transfers back and forth. I couldn't explain it to you to begin with. Once you start studying something called atomic mass weight, start studying that. Maybe you might learn something from that. Problem is you don't understand it. All of it starts from when you start developing screen paint to be ambient light projection like this. You got to understand the projector. You got to understand the physics of the projector, the physics of the light and the environment, all that stuff like that plays a part on how the screen is going to be able to react and still see an image, no matter how far the projector sits back. But in his eyes, I don't know anything about projection. I don't know what I'm talking about, but yet I'm sitting here in a fully lit environment playing around with my screen when you're sitting in the dark with a $4,000 projector and you can't even get a contrast level to pop off your screen. Outer space screensavers. So, projects that we have to work on. Ooh, man. Well, I told you, we're not making any more Novas. We're done with that. The elitists is not going to be made. We're not going to launch it. We're not going to launch the black hazel. Not going to be launched. The blue got launched. That's the only one I chose that was going to launch out of the last ones for the Novas. Right now, I want to concentrate more on the Nova 19 invisible technology. Now that I figured out exactly how to make it, and we have different colors that come with it, we can make it in different colors we want. I want to experiment more on that because this takes me out of a different element. Now, mind you, when I'm in here, yeah, I get a chance to go outside every once in a while. I mean, black Novas actually pull up outside better than any of the screens we had. But with this form of technology, I get a chance to be outside, like in sunlight. And that's somewhere I wanted to work at for the longest time with our technology, to be able to work out in the sun. And now to have a technology that can pull an image outside. So right now, what we got to do now is we got to go to a bigger sheet because the sheet we have right now is too small. It's just being used basically to test the formula. That's all I do, just to test formula sheets. I ordered a surface that's going to come in. It's going to be 4 feet. Sorry, I tripped up today. 4 feet by 6 feet. That's big enough for me to be able to spray with the new formula and take outside and have fun with it. So that's what I'm working on next. A much bigger screen. Then hopefully we can get it up to about 100 inches, coat it down, get it to 100 inches. I can put a 100-inch screen outside. Maybe we can do demonstrations on that level. But anyway, like I said, excuse me. That's what I want to work with. You know what I mean? I've done everything I could possibly do inside of a house. I literally have. I mean, there's not much really I can do inside of the house. I mean, look, we got screens. Look how my screens are reacting. I don't even have to be on an expensive projector to do it. You know, so I've done everything inside already. I'm getting, quite frankly, to tell you the truth, I'm a little bored with it. Not to be rude or anything, but I am. I'm bored with it. I need something else, basically, to continue this on. So, as I said, even though I am retiring, I am going to plan to retire. I still want, I'm thinking about that Sun Killer. I may not be giving that up. I may be keeping that one for myself. Come on, man. I mean, it's a direct hit from sunlight, man. You have any idea how hard that is to do to begin with? You know how powerful the sun is? The sun washes out everything. And to be able to have a screen that can take a direct hit like that over and over again, and we could change out our formulas and it still does the same thing. Yeah, I might be marketing that one off on a different level. I mean, bottom line is we are marketing to get maybe around $600 a gallon, but I can get way more than that for that technology. You're talking about every person who've ever wanted to design a projection screen outside. One of the things they have to deal with is the sun. So imagine if you got a screen that can eliminate that. You're talking about a couple of $1,000s a gallon, easily. And I got companies out there that I know that will pay it. There's no problem. They'll pay $4,000 or $5,000 a gallon for that technology. They'll pay a lot more than that just to be able to own it. Oh, remember? This is a screen that was painted to be so dark, the gunmetal, that you couldn't see it. It was real dark. Can't see the screen at all. All right, let me put my shows on. Let me see, today's Monday. We got packages that have to go out today. We have more orders that have been coming in today that we're taking care of. Yeah. Let's give them a challenge. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now you already know we can produce white levels on here with no problem whatsoever. So that's easy to do on this technology. LG snowboarding demonstration. LG snowboarding demonstration. So we can produce white levels on here with no problem. If you couldn't produce a white level, there is no way in the world possible you would be able to produce color on the screen. It'd be virtually impossible to do so. Whoops. Man, sent it from my own projector. Two super dark screens. But you claim were so dark you couldn't even see them. So how is that possible? Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Remember what you said. So here's a challenge for you. As you can see, we can produce white levels with no problem. Which means we can do the same thing your screen can do. We can produce white levels. No problem. So since I can produce white levels on our technology with no problem, and I can back that up, how about you show us a star field demonstration on your screen in a fully lit environment? These are the screens that are supposed to come up so dark you can't see them. And you proclaim gunmetals to be so dark you can't see the screen at all? Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Starfield screensaver. So here's the thing. I just displayed white levels on my screen with no problem. Back to back. You now, since you have a screen that you claim that can pull a contrast level just as equal to a black screen, should be able to produce a Starfield demonstration in a fully lit environment. I can back up that my technology can produce white levels with no problem whatsoever.
Might be a small one, or
Now what I need to see from you is the fact that, let's see if you can pull up a contrast level equal to our black technology. Starfield screensaver.
I have a few skills that can help.
Oh, she's being temperamental. And it shouldn't be that hard to do.
Because life's recipes never just one ingredient. Introducing bold investment now, shopper.
So there's your challenge right there. I displayed an LG snow demonstration. We did the foods by Skyworth, which was a really white level demonstration. I was able to do that with no problem whatsoever, which means my screens can display white levels without the screens becoming so dark you can't see them. And I'm sitting around probably about 17 feet where I'm at right now because my projector sits back at 18. So if I can do that with no problem and show off white levels on our screen and produce a beautiful image, I can also show you a Starfield demonstration too, in a fully lit environment without the screen washing or fading. Now, if I could do both of those, I don't see why you can't show off a Starfield demonstration in a fully lit environment if you claim your product to be equal to black technology or dark technology. See, that's the interesting thing. We can do your white levels, we can do your bright colors and all that stuff. We could fade your screen. I can take your product and stick it right here, and I bet you your product would fade on that screen. How many people want to bet right now, if I put his product against that gunmetal right now, you think he would pull up a proper color? You don't want to make that bet, do you? What do you think would happen if I take that screen and right now, if I take his Metallica mix and put it against that gunmetal, what do you think would happen? See? Nobody wants to basically make that challenge. think your Metallica mix is too dark. So we'll go with the personal mix because that's much lighter. And we'll do a 0.9 off the Elite screen. As a matter of fact, let me do the demonstration degree. I'm gonna bring my black screen, my black fabric screen downstairs, painted with that black Nova. And we're gonna do that again with white paper, white screens, and your product versus to see if we can turn my screen dark. So let's see if we can turn this screen dark. This is a gunmetal. We're going to take your product here, your personal mix, and see if we can turn that gunmetal dark. And we're going to take a 0.9 Elite screen, all white, to see if we can turn the screen dark, as you did in your video. Matter of fact, we need to look at that for a minute. All right, this video is clouded with too much judgment. We gotta leave this video. We're gonna come back in. We're gonna do a video after that to see if we can turn the gunmetal dark like he did in this video. So when we're back, we're gonna title that video how we can turn, we'll figure a way, but I'll be back in. God bless.